and one of the things they can offer to us is jobs. But they can also offer us some incentives to putting buildings in a lot of our empty lots or a lot of our empty commercial zones. I think that it's a trust on both sides, and I think that the councillor, whoever is elected, has to take that seriously and has to make sure that both sides are there. They have to make sure that everybody involved, the neighbors, the neighborhood, everybody is emailed, everybody's aware of what's going on in their neighborhood or their business area, and is aware and there for meetings. It's both on the side of the city and on the people, and we need to continue doing that, and I will as the next city councilor. Thank you.
Charlie, you don't know me very well. You're going to go very slow. So we'll start with foreclosures. This is something that's very personal to me. I've had struggles with my mortgage. I'm in the real estate business. I think that I've heard a couple of people say that we need to educate buyers. That's a part of it. I'm going to tell you that educating buyers over the last 5 years might solve some of this problem. The market going from here to here is the big problem. There are many people that live in this community that are in homes that they paid $100,000 more than the value right now. At 8%, 9% mortgages, that they do not have an opportunity to refinance. Thank goodness for Tom Menino and the mayor and the mayor's administration. They do have a program that if you work with them, they will help you. But I will tell you this, it is not an easy process. You need to continue to fight and fight hard for what you need. Sure, why not? I'm here. Any water back there, by the way? Problem properties are the program that they have in place now is a good start, okay? And as Frank hit on and some other people hit on, what I struggle with is that we have problem properties and we have problem tenants. And as a property owner, you don't always, and you're not always able to control your tenants. So the more control we can, the more equal the playing field, the better the property is. So I do agree that if we have bad landlords, then we need to step up. But we need to very carefully watch how this is played out, because there are plenty of good landlords that are hamstrung by their tenants. And I think that this is an opportunity for us to work together to make sure that we have creative resolution. As I said earlier, I worked, you want to rush, Joe?
No water.
Okay, thank you. I worked in this community while going through college on the back of a rubbish truck. I will tell you that this is not something that can be solved in an answer in 1 minute, okay? It comes from personal responsibility. It comes from better access to cleaning utensils and equipment. And I agree, I don't think that street cleaning and towing are the answer, but I think a little bit of personal responsibility, a little bit of Joanne and Savin Hill, a combination of people caring about the property is the resolution. And I will tell you, as I worked on these trucks, there are issues about how rubbish is put out, how it's picked up, how things are packaged. And I think that if we can all step up, like we do with Boston Shines every year, and work together, we can definitely come to resolution on this. I've had many experiences in the development field as a realtor, okay? Some good, some bad. I think that there is a belief that every developer comes in here, knocks buildings down, makes a ton of money and leaves. That's not been my experience, okay? I think that there are plenty of examples that show that respectful development, where people sit at the table and have a say in what happens, is the way of the future, the wave of the future. I will tell you that at some point, the developer needs to take personal responsibility and needs to take responsibility to our neighborhood. And sometimes that is with give back, but not always. What I'll tell you is that, again, when people have a say and work together, resolution becomes fact.
Close to the end of this program. We've got just 2 more questions and the closing statements, and then we will let you move on. And I'm sure it's a little warm in here, so you'd like to see us move through this program. The last 2 questions have to do with this. We want to have them comment on education, because that is key to the success of this community, of this city. And so we want them to answer just one question, and this is, what we're looking for here is, we want you to come, well, I'll read the question. Setting education on the priority list is probably one issue that our candidates will agree on. However, when it comes to the topic of education, the devil's in the details. What's your view on this issue as a city councilor, and can you give us just one idea that you have to help prepare our young people for productive futures? Just one idea you have to help prepare our young people for productive futures. And the order that we'll be able to breeze through this question on is Frank, Meredith, Stephanie, Marty, Craig, Doug, and we'll wrap up this question with John. Frank.
I actually have 2 ideas. Having just gone through the lottery process with my children who are in the back here, every parent that I had talked to would say, well, what's your first choice? What's your first choice? And the answer is the same. It's the Murphy. It's the Murphy. My wife and I never thought in a million years we'd get the Murphy. We started interviewing around for different schools. Long story short, we got the Murphy. We're blessed. So my idea is, if the Murphy is working, how come we're not going in there as a focus group, sitting down and looking at the curriculum and looking at the administrative style, and then taking that style and applying it across the board to one other school? Now we'll try to see how that school works. So to take the Murphys or whatever school, every neighborhood has one school that seems to work. So why aren't we looking at that and trying to apply it in another school? Another idea that I have, I would like to see trade schools come back to Boston, legitimate trade schools, so we could educate our kids. Books aren't for everybody. They weren't necessarily for me when I was a kid. If we put tools in people's hands, I think they have a good future.
Frank's half of my answer. I do believe that we should give the youth something other than just education to look forward to. They want to be, when I went to Boston Technical High School, we had woodworking, we had architecture, we had electronics, we had electricity, we had all of that, along with the academic stuff. So it gave us a chance if we wanted to do that. And also JROTC. Now we don't have too much of an option for the youth other than just the English and passing the MCAS. Again, one of the main things I think we should try to do and have incorporated in our school systems is parent involvement. We have an open door policy, but I never see a lot of parents come through the door. When I sat on the governing board at BCLA, we used to beg the parents to come out. And that was part of what getting your child into the school was you giving some time to the school. Why can't we be involved with our schools just as our students are, so we can make it a productive school? And that's what the Murphy had.
For me, I believe that our youth is successful as much as their parents are involved. But there's so many levels of parental involvement. I think there is one level where you do join the PTA, you do attend a lot of the meetings that are going on, but there's also things that the parent can do at home. We have parents in the district that work so many different hours. We can't expect them all to show up at a PTA meeting. We can't expect them all to be present at everything that we want them to be present at. It would be great if I could do that for my kids. But the things that I found that are very helpful for me, and as a young parent, I had no idea what this meant. What I did was I made sure that the teacher knew my phone number, not just my house number, but